My darlings, my shiny diamonds, my name is Victoria Larchenko, and we are starting the course I Love Diamonds, I'm a Diamond Connoisseur. Like I mentioned in the introduction, and I will mention this again in each episode, you will realize that it's easy to become a diamond specialist. I will explain everything in simple terms and with the help of images, which will help you digest information necessary to be able to pick a diamond of your dreams with desired quality, color and clarity at an optimal price. Let's start from the definition of a diamond and its origins. It's just like when you see a new fruit and you are curious to know whether it grows on a plant or a tree. Rough diamonds are mined from the land and then are cut into diamonds. That's what they look like. We can see that each rough diamond is unique. Each of them is born in its unique color. Just like all the people are different in their skin color and features. There are no two identical rough diamonds. Always remind yourself on this similarity. Just like people, rough diamonds are unique. You will also be able to pick a diamond or many diamonds for yourself that will all be different. Have you known that the age of diamonds lies in the range between 900 million and 4 billion years? The humanity is not quite able to fathom what it deals with. For us, such a range equals eternity. Rough diamond represents the universe in its purest form. That is the hardest substance on Earth, which is able to accumulate giant layers of information. Just think about what time range it is again. I just want to express my opinion about the market of artificial diamonds and rough diamonds. Everyone is entitled to their point of view, but as for me, there is nothing more natural than what is created by the earth. For centuries, people have been mining diamonds, cutting them, putting their soul and professionalism into them. Yes, now there exists a huge, quickly developing market of artificial diamonds. But we are going to talk about natural ones, created by the earth. Today we are going to discuss two very important and crucial parameters of diamonds, color and clarity. Overall, while evaluating diamonds, the 4C system is used: carat weight, color, clarity and cut. It's all about clarity and color in this episode. Today we are only talking about round and colorless diamonds. All other types are considered fancy ones. If they are not colorless, they are fancy diamonds. The word fancy also describes a type of cut. There are round diamonds and fancy cut ones. The fancy ones I will describe in the next episode. Today it's all about round and colorless ones. Beauty and value of diamonds are defined by their optical qualities. Each human eye perceives internal and external parameters of a diamond in its own way. Just like every person sees the world in their own imagination, a human eye sees the rays reflected by a diamond in its own way. That's why after you learn to navigate the diamond parameters, it's important to take a thorough look at your diamond. That's why in the diamond world they say that each diamond has its buyer and its owner. Each diamond smiles differently to different people and their eyes. Each person will see it differently. There exists the international parameter scale for diamonds, for quality and for color. Today I'm going to talk about the color scale of the Gemological Institute of America, GIA. This is the accepted international standard. This diagram shows that the scale is marked from D to Z. So D is considered the most expensive diamond with the most expensive color. It's practically colorless, while Z is yellow. DE means bluish white. FG slightly bluish, watery transparent white. H grayish white, yellowish white. The color is evaluated with the observation through the table of the diamond. These gems seem colorless from D to H. Now we have a new notion in our vocabulary, table of a diamond. All the information presented in this diagram will be definitely sent to you for your reference. Just try to memorize the most important notions, namely what a table is. Simply speaking, the table is a diamond's face. So, from D to H, while looking through the diamond table, all these gems seem practically identical. In labs, they usually have special standards for comparison. It's quite difficult to assign a definite color to a gem. Sometimes there exist different opinions, so several people inspect the diamond and come to a compromise. When you choose a diamond, there is no major difference. If there is no diamond D available, you can pick an H, and it will shine just as well. By the end of the lesson, I will relieve the difference in price between D and H diamond. Let's continue. From E to Z, white with slightly noticeable color, faint color. Pale yellowish, shades of yellowish yellow. After Z we have fancy diamonds. They are many times more expensive. Now let's define the clarity of a diamond is. The clarity of a diamond is its inner world. We look inside a diamond like we look inside a human and see hidden issues, settings, strengths and flaws. The flaws can be looked at from different points of view for both humans and diamonds. It's really rare to encounter an absolutely clear diamond. Usually they have inclusions. They are noticeable or not so noticeable, dots, clouds, feathers. Now you know another term that you can use, inclusions. You have learned that a table is, what color is, and now we are going to learn about clarity. Let's look at the table. Clarity of a diamond is also determined according to the GIA system, Gemological Institute of America. Flawless and internally flawless diamond are called IF. VVS1 and VVS2 are very small inclusions. VS1 and VS2 are small, insignificant inclusions. Another important moment, these parameters are determined in a lab with a 10-fold zoom on special equipment. It means that we cannot always see these inclusions with our naked eye. Mostly the ones in SI1, SI2, SI3, I1, I2, I3 categories. Take a look in SI2 grade gems. Inclusions are easily seen. Also, I1, I2, I3 in the gems of this category inclusions are seen with a 10-fold zoom through the table with the naked eye. These inclusions influence the longevity of the gem. Oh, there are so many of them. They seriously impact transparency and shine of the diamond. What important facts are we learning about clarity of diamonds from this table? We realize that to optimize the price of a diamond, we should choose gems of any parameters from IF to VS2. Again, all the gems are different, just like people are all different. Some want a flawless gem. That's a normal request. However, if you want to save of the diamond cost and you will be able only unaware of the inclusions, while others want to be able to see it without equipment, then it's very easy to pick a VS1, VS2 category diamond. In the next episodes, I will tell you an easy way to calculate the price of a diamond. I will provide a price list that you can always refer and will learn to use. Today I will just quote some prices. Let's say we have a 1.01 carat diamond. Its parameters are DIF. The cost of the gem is about $20,000. Let's look at another diamond of 1.01 carats but with HVS2 parameters. It costs $7,000. This gem is 3 times cheaper, so you have a choice. But of course, I want a diamond, but I don't care if there are some inclusions that no one can see. It's okay if there are defects that cannot be noticed. And the color is barely different from color D. Let it be HVS2 category diamond. 3 times price difference. So, for just several minutes, we found out a lot of useful information. How diamonds are born, what the way is from a rough diamond to a diamond. We learned a lot about color and clarity. We realized that there is a huge difference in parameters that we can play with, and I will teach you that. In the next episode, I will talk about fancy diamonds according to color and cut. See you soon. Bye. My darlings, my shiny diamonds, my name is Victoria Larchenko. Welcome to my course I Love Diamonds, I'm a Diamond Connoisseur. In the easy to understand terms, I will tell you the basics about diamonds. If you used to believe that it is something unreachable, known only the jewelers and diamond cutters, after taking the course you will be able to speak their professional language. Let's revisit the previous episode. We remember that there exist 4 evaluation parameters for diamonds. It's a very easy 4 system: color, clarity, cut, carat weight, 4 parameters. We have already covered 2, color and clarity. Let's reiterate. There exists the international ranking system of the Gemological Institute of America, JA, from D to Z, where D are colorless gems with addition of shades towards Z. Since D are the colorless ones, they are considered the most expensive ones, with the prices getting lower towards Z. We have also talked about clarity of diamonds according to the JA system from IF, clear ones, to I3, where inclusions can be seen through the table. We have learned 2 new words in the previous episode: table of a diamond, what we see when we inspect the diamond's face, and inclusion of a diamond, its inner wall and clarity. Here is another important thing we learned at the previous lesson. If we want to pick optimally priced gem, let's look at the H-grade color. Without reading a certificate and while looking at a diamond with your naked eye, it's impossible to tell a D from an H, especially if we don't compare 2 gems side to side. We can get to diamonds with VS1 and VS2 clarity and inspect their tables, and we won't see what kind of inclusions they have. In one of the final episodes, we'll learn to pick the price of a diamond according to our budget, while playing with the parameters from D to Z in color and IF to I3 in clarity. Today we will talk about fancy diamonds. What does it mean for a diamond to be fancy? We have talked about round diamonds, so all the other types are considered fancy cut. Let's look at the picture for the types of fancy cut: princess, usher, trilliant, heart, oval, marquise, emerald, pearl, radiant, cushion, baguette. Those are the most famous and popular types of cuts. There exist many other ones. The cost of a diamond depends on its exclusivity. For example, Louis Vuitton brand use their own style. The patented cuts include up to 77 facets. The price of such a cut may go up to 1 million euros. For example, Louis Vuitton brand sells a 1-carat grade DIF diamond for $1 million. For each type of cut, there exist some technical requirements. What are they needed for? In order for the jeweler, while observing calculated parameters and angles, to achieve maximum reflection of lights rays from these facets. This way the diamond sparkles and show you its maximum beauty. In the next episode we'll look at certificates, passports of diamonds. I will show you how to make sure if the technical requirements are met. So today we found out that besides round ones, there also exists fancy cut diamonds. Let's go back to the previous lesson. We talked about the color range from D to Z, where D is colorless and Z has grayish-yellowish shades. When we look at a gem through its table, look at the diamond's face and see color, most likely this diamond is fancy by color. Diamonds can be fancy in color and cut. Let's look at the picture. Probably the quality is not best, but the color is reflected pretty well. We can see Y and Z. This is the bottom of the J scale, and further up color becomes fancy. Let's talk about fancy colors. They are also stated in the certificate. First, fancy light. We can see that after Z we have fancy light yellow. Next level of fancy is fancy yellow. Next and the most valuable of the fancy intense yellow. Then follows fancy vivid. There also exists fancy deep and fancy dark. The rarest fancy colors are red, green, blue and pink. Yellows are more common. Now let's talk about fancy gems prices. I will talk more in detail about it in separate episode, and now we'll just give a short summary. Let's go back to a diagram from the previous lesson showing rough diamonds. We can see that all of them are of different undefined shapes. So the task of a jeweler, a diamond cutter, is to cut it according to set technical requirements in order for a ray of light entering the diamond get the maximum number of reflection and make the gem sparkle. We can see that these shapes are irregular and it's most difficult to inscribe them in a circle. That's why a round diamond will cost more, while all the other shapes about 20% cheaper. As soon as a diamond becomes fancy in color, it also becomes pricier than other colorless gems. As soon as it crosses that line, you saw the transfer from Y and Z to fancy light on the diagram. The gem will go up price. There is no different price list for fancy diamonds, and you have to consult with the diamond marketplace. If you have any questions about that, contact me and I will provide a consultation. Today we won't talk about the cost anymore, and I will just tell you why they are much pricier. Among all the natural rough diamonds, only 1 out of 100,000 will be a fancy one. And again, the price of a diamond driven by the rarity and exclusivity. That's why the fancy colored diamonds are more expensive. So, my dear shiny diamonds, the second episode is coming to an end. Today you have learned a lot about the diamonds. The next episode will be even more interesting and simple. Now we are familiar with the diamond evaluation system 4C. We also know about color and clarity, fancy cut and fancy color. It has only been 2 episodes and we already know about the price variability. I will talk more about that in a separate lesson. The next episode will be dedicated to the most important document for any diamond, its passport. Just like a person without a passport doesn't really exist for society, a diamond without its certificate it's not quite real either. That's why in the next episode I will tell you how to read and how to understand the certificate. See you soon! Hello my darlings, hello my shiny diamonds. Today we'll continue studying diamonds. This is the 3rd episode titled Diamond Certificates. You already know quite a lot about diamonds. You are able to play with their color and clarity parameters. You now know what fancy diamonds are. Now let's revisit the diamond evaluation system consisting of 4 C's. One of these C's is carat weight. Let's touch upon this subject and look at the picture we saw at previous lessons. We see what diamonds looks like. We have already mentioned a few times that all the diamonds are born different, just like people. Even 2 twins are not identical. The same applies to diamonds. Let's look at the picture. We see that all the diamonds are shaped irregularly, and in order for a diamond cutter to inscribe a diamond into any shape, for example a circle, a heart or an emerald, they face an enormous task to get the maximum weight and the maximum beauty out of it. There exist certain cutting guidelines for each shape. It's important to observe angles and inclines, table sizes and any other parameters. When the cutter is faced with such a task, he sometimes has to overlook quality requirements in order to achieve a bigger weight. What can we do for us to understand whether some cutting quality requirements are overlooked? Where can we see that? In the most important document for diamond. Just like a person has a passport, a diamond has one too, and it's called a certificate. We can see a person's last name online, but we'll only find out the truth about them when we open their passport. It's same with diamond. The diamond might look like 3 carats, but the certificate might state it's actually 2.8 carat. Or it can be 3, but let's see what other parameters the certificate contains. Congratulations! We made it to a very interesting lesson. So let's find out about the types of certificates. By the way, a small side note. At this course I will tell you only about 2 labs. One's at the Gemological Institute of America and the Moscow State University. Here we are talking about world-famous labs that I can definitely recommend it. You can learn to figure other certificates out on your own. They're all similar. Let's look at certificates issued by the Gemological Institute of America. So, we open the picture and see a gem certificate. Here's what emerald and sapphire certificates looks like. Now we look at synthetic diamond certificate. They look different, but this course only touches upon the natural ones. The third on the right is a colored diamond certificate. The natural diamond certificate come in A4 format. Certificates as issued to diamonds starting at 0.3 carats weight. They look like half A4 format, A5. Let's open a certificate for a diamond issued by the JA, and let's see what other parameters are started there and what other parameters matter when we buy a diamond. Let's look at the first section. We see the JA logo, certification date, unique certificate number, type of cut. What is important for us here? We see the certificate and can check its authenticity. We go to the JA website and enter the certificate number to confirm that such a certificate indeed exists. Sometimes this one thing happens, and I hope none of you will have to deal with it. When there is a certificate and there exists similar diamond matching the parameter on this one, they can be added to it. What kind of protection is offered by the Gemological Institute of America? It's marked on a girdle. This is a new word meaning a facet of diamond. Diamond. This is its table. We know what a table is. This is the face of a diamond. This is the crown of a diamond. The side facet is called a girdle. The JA usually engraves it with the unique certificate number. There exist two ways to match a diamond and a certificate. Let's look at the engraving. The number on each should match the unique certificate number and the number listed at the JA website. You can send it into the Moscow State University lab for testing. You can also send it to the JA for another round of checks. Let's continue and look at the cut. We know that there exist round and fancy diamonds. Let's remember what kind of fancy diamonds we know. We talked about this in the previous episodes. When we have measurements, weight in carats, diamond color and clarity, you already know these parameters. Further, we can see the cut quality, polishing quality and symmetry. Those are the parameters I mentioned that are important when you buy a diamond. What are these parameters? It can be an excellent cut, a very good cut, good, fair and poor. If the certificate is the excellent cut, there can be a markup for such a gem. If we see that it's good and very good cut, prices can be very too. If you tell a salesperson that you want to know the type of cut, polishing, quality, symmetry, they will understand right away that you have knowledge and they should offer you maximum discounts. The next parameter is the diamond's fluorescence. What is fluorescence? This is the emission of glow when subjected to ultraviolet light. This parameter can indicate a strength or a flow depending on our preference. According to marketing approaches, for a while fluorescence was considered a positive thing. A gem can be sold for more money because it could shine much brighter. There is no single answer to this question. You have to decide for yourself. Again, let me emphasize that if you ask a salesperson about fluorescence, they will know that you speak the same professional language. Let's look at the extra information listed in the Section 2 certificate number measurements. These parameters are mostly needed for a specialist. Let's say you need 2 diamonds, 3 carats each for earrings. Can you imagine the complexity of the task for the person who's picking those gems? Or maybe they're ready to go. Let's one more time think of the way rough diamonds look when they are mined. You saw a picture. They're all absolutely different. Then they have to be cut to the certain parameters with matching diameters. 3-carat diamonds can be all of different diameters with variable measurements and angles. The gems can glow in different ways. That's why you should understand the reason for markup when they pick up 2 similar diamonds for you. We'll talk about diamond prices at the next lesson, but you already can see and understand how prices are calculated. We won't talk about measurements. Let's leave this to specialists. Map of inclusions is quite an important element of a certificate. Remember, we talked about inclusions before. You can see map of inclusions right on this picture. It describes the types and locations of clouds. Without seeing a certain diamond, we can find out what inclusions it has. Let's imagine you know what kind of jewel you want, and this inclusion is located somewhere on the side, so could be covered up the prongs of a ring. Or let's say we came up with a design for brooch and we need some cushion, so we should talk to the jeweler about it. Again, certificate contains this map of inclusions. It's just like a person's picture in their passport. At the passport control we provide our passport. An officer check if it's included in the database. Same thing here. You visit the GIA site, check the diamond and compare it with the photo, the face of a diamond. With the tenfold zoom, the picture of the inclusion map matched to the diamond, just like a fingerprint on a person's picture. It will indicate that is exactly the diamond in your hands. The third section lists reference information. This is the GIA color scale. We talked about it from D to Z at the first lesson. Remember? The clarity scale, the cut quality scale, the GIA logo, and the certificate code. We learned how to read the diamond's passport issued by the Gemological Institute of America. Let's see what a Moscow State University certificate looks like. We open it and see similar things: number, date, description, characteristic of diamonds. Take note of the fact that color, clarity and quality of the cut are determined according to the Russian scale. However, the MSU provides the international scale parameters in each certificate too. On the right you can see that color 1 matched D, clarity 2 matched VVS 1. In order to convert from the Russian scale to GIA scale, honestly it's a bit complicated. We just pay attention to what's indicated in the certificate. Here you need to have more knowledge about special tables, and that's the subject of a different course. Again, if such a need arises, DM me on Instagram or fill out the feedback form on the site, and I will tell you where you can get this information, and I will share everything you want to know. And now let's look at the main info. We see that MSU also shows the diamond parameters. There is a diagram, a map, and all the main characteristics listed. So congratulations, the next lesson will be more interesting. By now you know almost everything about diamonds. After the next episode you will be able to calculate the price of a diamond. Congrats and see you soon! Hello my darlings, hello my shiny diamonds. I'm so happy that in such a short time I was able to tell you about the most important diamond parameters. Yes, and I'm so sorry for my bad English, but I tried. Now we have reached the moment when each of you will be able to calculate price of a diamond. Let me explain how. After this episode you can go to a store and talk to diamond salesperson. There exists an international price list called the Rappaport price list. It was created in 1978 by Martin Rappaport. He suggested establishing a unified price list at the New York Exchange because at the time there were no fixed prices for diamonds. So the price list has existed since 1978. Just think, for 41 years. Let's see what it looks like. We open the price list and see that it consists of two parts. The first one states round. This is the price list for round diamonds only. The second one is for fancy ones. As we can see, it says pair. All the prices for fancy diamonds are listed in the second part of the Rappaport price list. Diamond prices change according to the prices at the New York Exchange. Once in a week, a new price list is issued, and some prices change. Let's not go deep into this, but start figuring out the Rappaport price list. We see that this price list states the maximum prices set by the diamond dealers for wholesale buyers. However, we still use this price list as a reference point. How much is this diamond according to the Rapp list? Here's a new word in your vocabulary. You don't have to say Rappaport, just say Rapp, and you will sound like a professional. How much is this diamond according to the Rapp list? Remember the multiplication table. 2 by 2 is 4. Same with the Rapp list. Let's open it and see that the vertical line indicates diamond color. The top horizontal shows clarity of a diamond. Let's go straight to some examples. Remember a J certificate for diamond with 1.01 FVS1 parameters. Let's check its price. Let's see a Rapp list round. It's important to keep an eye on weight groups from 1.00 to 1.49, then from 1.50 to 1.99, with a different price range for both groups. 1.01 FVS1. Prices are listed in hundreds of US dollars. That's why we multiply 1.01 by 100 with a total of $10,300. If we need to lower the diamond's price, what could we sacrifice? Color F. This is a very light diamond. H is slightly more yellow or gray, but we cannot see it with our naked eye. So let's look at 1.01 HVS2, lower from VS1 to VS2, and realize that price goes down to 7,676. We already discussed it. It just looked more evident now and easier to memorize. If we want to find out prices for fancy diamonds, we open the second part of the Rapp list in the same way, like a multiplication table, and look for color and clarity of the diamond. We find cost per carat and multiply by the diamond's weight. So we multiply 1.01 by the number across in the table and multiply by 100. There is another expression that will show a connoisseur in you. Say full Rapp. If you say this to a salesperson, they will faint. If they don't faint, they will definitely give you a discount. This means the full price, according to the Rappaport price list. In the Rapp list, transfer from one carriage to another, these borderline prices at 20–40% markup, depending on the carat weight of a diamond. Yet you don't have to say, I need a 2.99 gem at the store. Naturally, diamond cutters always try to on the bigger side, especially in these borderline areas. For example, it can be 3.01 instead. What kind of a diamond is it? You have to check the certificate for symmetry to make sure the gem is not elongated or flattened or raised. In order to increase weight, they have to sacrifice some parameters. How can we use this on our favor? We understand that if we want a diamond with about 3 carat weight, we can pick 2.8 carats, 2.8 and 3 differ. But believe me, when these gems are in earrings, it's hard to tell the difference. How can we play with the diamond prices? We can pick color from D to Z, clarity from IF to I3. We can check the inclusions map in the certificate and check the gem for them. For example, if we want a 2-carat diamond, we can really go with a 1.8 carat one. You know what color and clarity of a diamond are, what fancy color and cut are, and how to pick diamonds. Now let's talk about how you can now apply this knowledge. If you need to buy an engagement ring, I advise to just go shopping and find out prices and look at certificates. If a gem is already a part of a jewelry piece, naturally the prices will be much higher than full wrap prices, according to the wrap list, since those are just the gem prices. In famous jewelry houses are prices per jewelry piece. Just think how much work goes into one. You have to design it. Look for matching gems all over the world, just like we saw on a diagram. That's what we pay for the unique piece of jewelry, for the designer's work, for the work of multiple people. Again, if you want to propose and you want to optimize the price, first you have to play with color and clarity of your diamond. You have to look at it before buying, since like I told you at the first lesson, each diamond sparkles differently for everybody. Your diamond will smile at you in a unique way. For those who take this course just for general education, in order to be able to talk about diamond, here's my advice for you. I used to be just like you before. I didn't have any diamonds of my own yet, but I already worked in this business. It was fun for me to visit famous jewelry brands, to look at offers, to visit diamond fairs and see what they sell at what prices. So, if you do that, bring a wrap list with you. Believe me, you will have a lot of questions and become more and more interested. If you decide to study diamonds further, let me know and I will tell you what the best way is. Contact me if you have any other questions and I will answer via Instagram or Facebook DM. You can also fill out a feedback form after this course. In addition to it, I can help you pick a diamond, and probably I haven't talked about it yet. I don't have my own diamond store, so we are on the same site here. I hope that you don't have questions after this course, but if you do, you can just show me the diamond you like and we'll pick the best offer for you among your choices. Another important piece of information: when you buy jewelry, you pay for the whole piece, not just a gem. When you buy a separate diamond, you reference the wrap list prices. Engagement rings oftentimes look like gems are located inside the ring. That's why I advise you check with exchanges marketplaces. Ask me and I will provide you with links to the sites that sell diamonds and the contact information of the marketplaces that sell diamonds. When you buy a separate diamond at a marketplace, you just have to read its certificate, which we learned to do already. If the cut and the symmetry are not perfect, you can ask for a discount. Again, send me the ideas you have. We will pick the best diamond at the optimal price. My dear shiny diamonds, congratulations! Our most concise course on diamonds is completed. Now you know how to navigate the world of diamonds. You know all the basic theory, so even when you find some info online, you'll just build it on top of the basics I taught. When you start browsing shops, talking to salespeople and gain even more knowledge. There are the most important things you need to know about diamonds. Also, remember to use professional terms and the rap list. I wish you luck and looking forward to the feedback. Don't hesitate to ask any questions. All the best!